Welcome to Crash Reviews. My name is Crash, and this is my review for The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 6. Now, Season 2, Episode 6 is a pretty good episode. Now, this will be my spoiler-free review. I am going to put up a spoiler review for this episode as well. Um, it's a pretty good episode. I noticed a number of people online and whatnot saying it was pretty short. I mean, it was the shortest episode this season, but I mean, it was only a couple of minutes shorter than episode 3 and like 4 minutes shorter than the previous episode. So I didn't think it was all that short. It did feel like it moved a little quickly, but it kind of just had one main set piece. And usually these episodes cover a little bit more ground. But it wasn't one main set piece. There was a good amount of action this episode, which was enjoyable. Got some interesting, nifty character reveals, some interesting story development. So this episode was the Mandalorian, was Mando bringing Baby Yoda. Not going to use the name in this review in case you haven't seen it. Bringing him to a Jedi temple to reach out through the Force to find other Jedi that could possibly come and help train him. So part of Mando's quest to return Baby Yoda, or the child, or his name if you know it, to his people. And the episode's good. There are some complications. The Empire's been trying to take Baby Yoda for a while, so we do get some Imperial complications. Overall, I thought it was a really good episode. There was again, some interesting character developments, a couple little reveals. One that many of us Star Wars fans knew was coming, and that is the identity of the boots. The boots from last season. I believe it was episode 4 or 5. First season, when the Mandalorian was on Tatooine with the kid that wanted to be part of the Bounty Hunters Guild, and they went after the assassin, and the kid betrayed Mando and killed the assassin and tried to take Mando and all that. And we saw a pair of boots at the end of that episode. And then we saw that character as well at the end of episode 1. Yes, episode 1 of this season, of season 2. We saw that character again at the end of that episode, just watching Mando go by on his speeder bike. And so we did get to see the character twice before this. And for those that are Star Wars fans or had guessed about the identity of this character, you were probably correct in your assumptions and your guesses. It is a returning character, as many of the characters that have come in this season have been. They've been returning characters, some from the cartoon shows and whatnot. But it was a very cool episode. Some fan service for sure, but it was fun. We did get to see the Dark Troopers in action from that were shown several episodes ago at the end of the episode. We saw Moff Gideon walk into a bay full of very dark-looking stormtroopers, and those were Dark Troopers, which are robot Jedi hunters that were built to hunt Jedi. They are from the Star Wars Jedi Knight Dark Forces 1 and 2, as well as Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast, and I think you fight them in Jedi Knight Jedi Academy as well. They're a little bit older games, especially the Dark Forces games. They have their old school retro, shooter type games. But Jedi Knight Jedi Outcast and Jedi Knight Jedi Academy are the same character, Kyle Katarn, through all those games. And he's become a Jedi as of those games. And so you get to play him with force powers and everything like that. And Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast, and Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, but Jedi Outcast especially, is still one of the best Star Wars games I think we have to this day. It stands up there. The ability to manipulate the Force in that game is really quite fantastic. You can snatch weapons from enemies. You can snatch enemies towards you, depending on the strength you've built up in your Force abilities. You can pick a stormtrooper up into the air and then just send him flying with a Force shove. things like that. You can do all kinds of really cool Force abilities in that game. But a little off track there, sorry. The Dark Troopers are from those games. So seeing characters brought in from video games as well now as the cartoons, it really shows the depth of knowledge that Favreau and Filoni and the writers and directors have of the Star Wars universe and the love they have for it, because the Dark Troopers look fantastic. They look so good. And it was really exciting for me as a big Star Wars fan to see the Dark Troopers in action. But there was a lot of really good stuff in this episode. I am going to put a spoiler review up, so if you don't mind spoilers or you've already seen the episode, you can go ahead and watch that. Until next time, I have been I'd give this episode probably a B plus. Again, good episode, not as good as some of the others in this season, but it was very good. So I give it a B plus. It's not at all a bad episode. It's a little light on a few things, a little bit light on some story, but it's a very good transition episode into the last couple of episodes, which this season has followed a pretty similar formula to last season. So I imagine the next couple episodes are going to be the big climax. Mando gathers his allies and they take on Moff Gideon, since he's the obvious bad guy. If you've watched any of this season, he's the obvious bad guy for the season. So I imagine they're going to go after Moff Gideon, and he's going to gather his allies to go handle that. So I think this episode was a very good transition episode from the buildup of the story in this season to a more action-packed set piece, finale for the final two episodes. So I give it a B plus. It was a good episode. It was enjoyable. Had some good action, some interesting character introductions, and just a bit of story development there at the end. Yeah, B plus. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, I have been Crash, and this was my review for The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 6. Have a great day, guys.